Hopefully you know this if you're an established adult, but maybe your thrifty college kid might not be so aware. Good morning, it's Prospector Show on Rock 107. And Kate, what do you do when you see a bit of mold on a loaf of bread?
Toss it.
The whole thing's gone.
Gone.
All right. When you see a small amount of mold on that loaf of bread, can you just throw away the piece and eat the rest? That's a big question.
Unfortunately, there's more than meets the eye with mold. Bread mold is tricky. If you can see the mold spots, many more mold spores are present and not visible to the naked eye.
Uh-oh.
Mold really freaks me out. This is quite the read here.
You know, Kate, being the germaphobe that you are, I'm not shocked by any of this.
Ugh. Cutting mold off slices and cooking with them isn't even advisable. Cooking kills mold, but the toxins it can produce are still present. And since those toxins can produce a wide variety of adverse reactions, the best advice is, if you see any signs of mold, throw out the bread.
Get that whole loaf into the garbage as fast as you can. Now, what about cheeses? Because I know some moldy cheeses are like, a thing, right?
I know, moldy cheese is a thing.
Yeah.
Nope. There are some cheese that you can eat if you just cut off the moldy parts, but when it comes to moldy bread, do not risk it.
So to any thrifty college students out there listening, Kings, Wilkes, to you, Mr. Cordio, wherever, that free penicillin theory your roommate is giving you, that's BS.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Austin, Texas has been named one of the best cities for vegans, and it's also been named one of the best cities for having a horrible barbecue. George Clooney says he's always proud to be in the same room as his wife. She feels the same, unless the topic of conversation is Batman. Mariska Hargitay says she has secondary trauma from years of doing Law & Order SVU. Oh, cry us a river, replied everyone who worked on Ellen.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Northeast PA's Classic Rock, Rock 107. It's Prospector Show. Good morning, I'm Prospector.
Good morning, I'm Kate.
Middle of the week here, and as we head towards the weekend in a little while, and I know we're already excited about it, the weekend's coming, oh my God, but we're going to have to spend a lot more time with other people, right?
Yes, that's true.
So I think it's important for us to get inside each other's heads.
I would totally agree.
So we'll start with the ladies on Rock 107.
And now it's time for another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
It's my birthday, gifts from friends and family. I'm so excited to unwrap and see a t-shirt that says live, laugh, love on it? Really? Have I come to this? And why do all the 3-word sayings now have periods after every word? Best, period, movie, period, ever, period. It's overdone. This period shirt period sucks. Period. I can't wear this. I mean, live, laugh, love can't possibly sum up life for people, right? It leaves out so many important things like donut and binge watch Gilmore Girls. People even get tattoos of it. That's worse than having a bumper sticker express your feelings. My other car is a boat. Really? Well, you drive like you're fishing. All right, maybe this next gift will be better. Oh, it's another saying t-shirt. Cocktail time with pictures of martini glasses. Well, this is what happens when you tell people you don't want gift cards.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
So if you hear that and you're thinking, well, there it is. There's Rock 107's Prospector. He's a male chauvinist pig. Kate, true or not true?
That's not true.
Thank you so much. I feel better about that.
You're welcome.
So we will prove that. We'll make fun of the men, right?
Yes.
Right after the break. It's the Prospector Show on Rock 107. And Kate, just before the commercials, we did something just so wonderful.
Spent a little time in a woman's head.
But now it's time for the flip side of that coin, okay?
We can make fun of the men?
We're going to make fun of the men.
Yes.
And now it's time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
It's Jill's birthday in the office. I hope she loves that shirt I got her. Live, laugh, love. I see it on Facebook and Twitter all the time. I hope I get an FBI shirt on my birthday. Federal Booby Inspector. Classic, man.
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
After recently scoring a hole-in-one, which is technically under par, it's official. Prospector is below par. Prospector on Rock 107.
It's a new day. Fall has basically just begun, but there's still some warmer summer in the air, and that's kind of good. It's a good time to ask, though, on a scale of 1 to 10, how doomed are you? It's Prospector Show on Rock 107. Kate, that 1 to 10 scale, how doomed are you?
What do you mean by doomed?
I don't know. How doomed are you?
How doomed? I'm going to go with a solid 6.5.
Wow. All right. So a new survey asked 5,000 Americans across all 50 states how optimistic they are on that scale of 1 to 10. The good news is the average was 6.7. That's optimistic. So when I'm asking you the reverse, that makes you like in the negatives there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gee whiz.
It makes me feel more optimistic about the entire country.
The most optimistic people are in Wyoming, where the average was 7.2. California is second, followed by New Jersey.
Yeah.
Alabama and Maryland.
Jersey's a little shocking there, isn't it?
Yeah, Jersey is shocking. The lead optimistic state is Vermont, where the average was 6. Texas and Mississippi were second, followed by West Virginia and Kansas.
I'm shocked that Vermont seems like such an idyllic fall, kind of beautiful state that people would be very optimistic up there.
They're far away up there, though.
I guess. The generation that's most optimistic, boomers.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, they're close to the end. Millennials next, followed by Gen X, Gen Z pulling up their rear. So I guess your answer is not all that shocking in retrospect.
Yeah. It can seem like boomers carry a lot of doom and gloom, but according to the survey, most older folks avoid letting daily annoyances get under their skin and kick off their day with a positive mindset.
So overall, the survey found that the people who are the most optimistic have healthier habits, better diets, regular exercise routines. They spend time outdoors. They get as much sleep as they can.
They also brush off setbacks and are less bothered by daily frustrations.
See, now there's where I'm definitely bothered by daily frustrations all the time.
Oh, I know, Prospector.
Maybe they just haven't heard the phrase, everyone, let's gather in the conference room for a meeting.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A hospice in Southern California granted an 89-year-old's last wish to go skydiving one more time. Gary Patmore is a retired aerospace engineer and former stuntman. This jump was his 1,338th one. He got to do it in the same place he did his first jump back in the 1960s.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
It's time now for Prospector's NAFirmations. NAFirmations are just sayings you can repeat to yourself over and over to help you get through the day. You do not possess the qualities needed to be extremely successful. Stay tuned for more Prospector's NAFirmations on Rock 107.
He thinks he looks great in spandex capri pants. Because why should football players have all the fun?
Hey, cool guy here.
Prospector.
Mr. Sexy Pants.
On Rock 107.
Sometimes I'm right to be a jerk. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107. Now, Kate, yesterday, as we do every week, we asked if I'm a jerk, right?
Yes.
All right, and you always like to chime in, so get ready to chime in if you want.
Oh, I'm ready. Trust me.
So here's the case where I kind of know I was a jerk, but I know I was right to be a jerk. So last week, I'm out for a bike ride. I went up the Heritage Trail from Scranton out to Simpson and then back down to Scranton. It was awesome.
Okay.
It's beautiful out there. I'm riding around. I'm looking all over Northeast PA. I'm watching the leaves as they're just starting to change. Mm-hmm. You see those little pops of yellow and red. You're like, oh, fall is here. As I'm looking around, as I'm on one of the streets. So I'm off the trail and I'm on a section where I have to ride through some of the streets. And it's not part of the trail, but I realize I'm like, wait, there's some cash back there. Like there's green on the, I'm like, that's cash. So of course, turn the bike around. I got to go back, right? I go back around, $5. $5 just laying there.
Okay.
So awesome, cool. I bend over, I pick up the $5, stick it in the back of my Jersey Park pocket there, and I start pedaling away. And now I'm hearing a guy going, hey, that's my money. Well, I don't want to be a jerk and steal a guy's money. That's uncool, you know? Mm-hmm. So I circle back around again. And I'm like, oh, okay, how much was it? Because you never know, right?
Yes.
And he goes, $20. I'm like, try again. He goes like, no, I lost 20 right there. I'm like, it wasn't a 20. He's like, look, I need that money for food. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Maybe he lost 20, but some of it blew away. Let me give this guy the chance, the benefit of the doubt. So what were the denominations? He's like, I lost 4 5s. And now I'm like, okay, cool. It's his money. Dude, here you go. Hope you find the rest of it. No problem. Oh, thanks. 20 minutes later, I'm on my way back down to Scranton, and that's what I saw. That guy walking out of a convenient with a tall boy beer.
Oh, no.
I was fuming. I was on fire. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, yeah, need the money for food, right? Because that's what he told me. He needed the money for food. So I slowed down. And as I'm riding over by him, I'm like, how's that meal, idiot? And he starts yelling at me, calling me an a-hole. And I'm like, you're the a-hole, dude. And that was never your money. And as I got closer, he's like, nope, it wasn't, sucker. So as I got right by him, I grabbed the tall boy and tried to take it off him, which ended up spilling it, knock it out of his hand. It was all over the ground. Oh, I know I was a jerk.
I don't know if it's jerk, just aggressive.
It's definitely aggressive. But you know what? He was scamming me. He's a jerk. He deserved it.
That's totally valid.
Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.